Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to invite you all to this program of Self Management and Soft Skills Development Program. I will be presenting this entire course of the management that is about personality development, which I would like to say. In this course, we are going to cover lot many important things which are beneficial for your life. And by the end of the course, you all will have improved self-image, increased self-confidence. You can attract fabulous wealth and prosperity. You will have too much of productive relationships. You will have the freedom from the fear of psychosis. Then, apart from this, you can have high level of concentration and relaxation, and you will have the ability to make effective use of your time. Apart from this, last but not the least, you will have the unfolding of your inner talents and potentialities. This all we will have in this program. Now, some of the tools we are going to use in this program, such as sharing, participative exercises, introspective questionnaires, role plays, lectures, and we will have interactive dialogues with you. So, apart from this, we will also cover some of the most important things which are beneficial as the part of personality development, that is communication, assertiveness, self-esteem, attitudes, goal setting, time management, stress management, concentration, memory development, and creativity. So these all things we are going to discuss. Now, there are some of the values and beliefs which we all know, and some of the things also I would like to discuss with you personally. Now, one of the belief which I believe myself is that the achievement lies within the reach of those who reach beyond themselves. And also I would like to say before starting this course that this life is yours. Take the power to choose what you want to do it well. Take the power to love what you want in your life and love it honestly. Take the power to walk in the forest and be a part of the nature. No one else can do it for you. But take the power to make your life complete happy. These are some of the few things, the most important lines said by somebody, but it creates an impact in our lives. So, we will start with the philosophy of George Bernard Shaw. He said that this is the true joy in the life. It has to be used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one. So I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be throughoutly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is not a brief candle to me. It's a sort of splendid torch for which I have got hold for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to the future generations. These are some of the inspiring words said by George Bernard Shaw, which has really created some a big impact in my life. And at that moment, I had decided now this is the moment to change my life. So I will start with the program right now. So in this program, we are going to say that you all have to live your life fully, to completely. So people and organizations who are alive with freedom, operating with power, creating and fulfilling the whole new worlds of opportunity. We are going to create opportunity for ourselves in various different manners. First thing in this program, we will start with how to attract prosperity. What is prosperity all about? Prosperity may be, first thing, you may be clear what you want in your life. So what you want in your life look like if you had all that you wanted. You wanted not many things, maybe like car, TV, fridge, AC, a very good bungalow. So if you are having all this kind of things, it means you are prosper. So first thing, you have to be clear in your life what you want. Sometimes when you are struggling with what you don't want in your life and you are struggling with that, so you have to be clear what you want in your life. Second thing, use the positive prosperity statements. Clarify and write down your goals, visions and dreams. Say an affirmative statement several times a day. Yeah, today I will do this, I can achieve this is possible for me, yes, I can do it. Third thing, what I would like to say, listen to your inner prospective guide, to your intuition. It is something that when you know something but you don't know that you know it, that is called as intuition. So listen to your intuition, you will come to know what exactly you want in your life. Then I would like to say, most important thing, you visualize your goals. Your goals should be clear in your mind. Imagine what would be it like to have your goal. Now there are two snapshots you can create in the mind of having prosperity you desire. You listen what your inner mind says, what you can perform best, as you are the best judge. You can recognize yourself in a very good way. So you can visualize your goals by knowing what exactly you can do, knowing your potentials, what best you can do. Then also you can pray and meditate. Ask for the guidance from the God. He is the universal mind, the highest power, the supreme power. State your intentions clearly in front of the God, that please help me God, I am having some kind of difficulties. Each time you spend and try to meditate in front of God, you just have to think that you are yourself in the flow of spirit and you are listening to God's wisdom. At that moment, whatever thoughts that come to your mind, just listen to that inner thoughts and you will come to know what are your inner intuitions. And based on those inner intuitions, you have to move forward in your life and take decisions at those particular moments. Last, I would like to tell, take necessary actions. That making a change in your life often makes feel you uncomfortable at the first, but still continue to take the action. Smaller steps count. Put the energy to create new things in your life out of the world. The universe will respond, and that is the way when you can make your life in a very prosperous manner. The next thing I would like to tell, pay attention to your thoughts. Listen to what you tell to yourself. Many times in a day you speak to yourself, this is the thing which I am facing, or these are the thoughts which come to my mind when I try to think about something. So you will be listening to your life situation, and if you find that you are pessimistic or negative beliefs and you are having such kind of beliefs about the money is the main part, I know that, but ask yourself at that particular moment, what's another way of thinking about this? and definitely you will get some of the answers. Then I would like to tell, let it go what drains you off. If there are certain thoughts, certain things which keep on irritating or keep on making some kind of difficulties in your life by the way of thinking, then I would like to tell, negative people and situation can definitely hold you back. Forget them, they are going to bring you down and they are going to immobilize you. So drain it off completely, remove that thing completely from your mind, and then only you can go forward in your life. And understand one thing, that life is like a roller coaster. It is having lot many ups and downs, and we have to understand that life has ebbs and flows also. So we have to go along with our life. So also apart from this, we have to pay attention to what we feel passionate about. What's fun for you? What do you feel excited about? These are some of the ways that your intuition informs you about your purpose in life. If you can't figure out how to make living out of it, then you can't live your life completely. You should come to know, you should know very well what's good for you, and then only you can pay attention to feel what you feel passionate all about. Now, when you start taking steps towards the passion in your life, the universe opens the doors which you have never imagined before, which you never know as it was there before that. And you will know that you will never fail in recognizing yourself, your inner potentials, your inner talents, and what best you can do, what are the things that excite you, and what are the things that make you passionate all about. And that is the way in which you can enjoy your life completely. Then I would like to say that many times you might have noticed that many of the happy people, they share some of the good characteristics. Now they are having a very good and very high self-esteem. Then they feel that they are having enough control in their lives. They are very positive and optimistic, and also they are sociable and extroverted. They never keep their thoughts completely to their minds. They share their thoughts with not many people, their ideas, their responsibilities, and that is the way where they remain happy, and also by being social. Now suppose if you are sitting in your room completely alone, at that particular moment you might have lot many negative feelings in your mind. But if in the evening time, if you go around with some of your friends, then definitely by discussing some good things will come to your mind. You will see certain good things, then good discussions about your friends, your families, your relatives, and in this way you will keep yourself very happy in your life. Now also there is certain things about this personality development, that how to have a positive image. Now you have to take control of your time. Time is the most important and valuable resource. Now in this short period of time you will be completely clear in your mind that you will be setting certain goals. So you will set certain long range goals. Then those long range goals you will break into smaller manageable projects. After that you will savor the moment, because it's little pleasure that keeps us happy. Apart from now, what I would like to say, once you have decided what project you have to handle, that this is the project in my life, and you are going to break this certain projects where you can manage. Now apart from managing that particular project, also you need to give time to your personal life. and you need to know what are the moments which are going to keep you happy, which are going to keep you energetic throughout your life. Then apart from this, also you need to nurture your close relationships, maybe with your wife, with your child, with your mother, with your father. So these are some of the close relationships which you also need to maintain in your life, because no doubt you will be very busy in your work, but because of work your relationships must not be affected, because also relationships form a very important part of the personality development. Also you need to exercise, as by exercise you can release lot many negative toxins which develop in your brains, and by releasing this negative toxins it will relieve your mind, anxiety and also the depression. Last but not the least, challenge yourself that you are the best and you can do the best. You can sharpen your skills both at work and play. At work you can work much better, and maybe at play, suppose you are swimming, you can try to swim much more better. If you are exercising, you can build your muscles much better. You can pick up the weights of dumbbells too much, and in that way you can keep on improving yourself. So this is a time that you need to challenge yourself. Then I would like to discuss that explore your faith, and lot many studies and research they have concluded that the people who are religious are more happy. And also once in a while you need to smile, because smile improves our mood and the mood of working. Also excuse me, also you need to take proper rest, because if you do not sleep properly you cannot work properly. So also you need to rest, and you have to make it sure that you get enough sleep and time alone. Last, I would like to tell that act as if you are happy. The motion that you think that you are happy, this thing will start generating a very good energy in yourself, and definitely even if you are unhappy you will be happy, and the work which you are handling will be much more better. Then we would like to discuss that how to overcome setbacks in business. Every people they have setbacks, maybe in their lives, in their career, in their profession, or maybe in the business. But people who struggle at this moment definitely come up in their lives. One of the best examples is of a superstar, Amitabh Bachchan. He had too much of setbacks in his life. He kept on struggling. He had his company, ABCL, Amitabh Bachchan Corporation Limited, run into losses. It was closed down. Bank had declared shutdown of the entire company. But it was his will, it was his inner power that he struggled with himself, with his life, with his company, and today the company is running into profits. So we can overcome setbacks in our life as well as in the business. So if you are a business owner, sooner or later you will face either with a difficult or financial situation crisis in your business, or maybe it may be a business failure. So the trick is in learning how to come out of either side stronger and wiser for the experience. So first thing, to overcome setbacks, you need to believe in yourself and trust in your ability to overcome whatever problems that come your way. That's the key for getting through any of the crises. Then you can seek counsel from someone you trust, preferably someone in industry like yours who has built up his or her business from the ground up. And there are chances that your friend, he or she, must have encountered the same problems which you are facing right now. Then you can evaluate the situation and determine if it will have negative impact on your cash flow or cash reserves. And if you find that you are short of cash, you need to meet payrolls and other financial obligations, then you can look for the ways that you can reduce your everyday expenses. If your cash is seriously affected, then you can consider temporary layoffs of non-essential employees. Also, you can keep a positive, upbeat attitude. If you look more worried than usual, then your employees might get nervous and start looking for employment elsewhere. So please don't do that. Apart from this, advise vendors of your situation if it is certain that you will be late with payments. So contact them. However, be prepared to discuss a payment plan. Yeah, this is the date when you are going to do payment to them. Be your word and exactly on those dates make it a payment. No doubt whether it is a late payment, but honor your words which you have given to your clients. When asked for the payment, then your answer shouldn't be that I don't know, because it will give a negative impact on the thoughts of your client. Then also you can review your current business plan. You can change your plan as necessary to help reverse the setback and prevent the same situation in the future. You can also relax and unwind. For a certain moment, go for a long drive, go to see a movie, or steal away for the short nap. Relax yourself first, then release all your mind from all the worries for an hour. Then with a very fresh mind, come back to the problem and attack it with a clear head. Then definitely you will find certain solution to your problem. Also, you can keep the names of good accountant and attorney handy. Then do everything in your power to pay your bills on time. If you make a payment arrangement with a supplier and you can't meet it, you can call your supplier before he or she calls you. Vendors aren't thrilled when you can't pay your bills on time, but they will usually work with you if your history of proper payments. So make it a clear statement in your mind that you pay your bills whether whatever the time limit you have given to your client. And do not try to hide from the problem by postponing critical meetings or not returning phone calls. This is the kind of behavior which is very unprofessional and will raise red flags with business associates, and they will think that yeah, this is the person which we would not like to work anymore. So do not try to hide from your problem by postponing critical meetings. So when you're discussing your situation with your vendors, there is no need to spill your guts and tell them things they don't need to know. Then you can reduce all the expenses by scrimping on office supplies and reducing or eliminating employee expense such as travel accounts and entertainment. This is the way that you can reduce all your expenses. Then try not to take the situation too personally. Heated words from suppliers, all who have owed some money to you, or from the employees that you have to lay off are just that, words. In a difficult situation, keep yourself calm, be professional, and adhere to your plan of recovery. Next thing we would like to discuss how to fight depression understanding and treating depression. Everyone gets blues even now and then. It's a part of life. Whether it is because of tough day at work or family problems, life doesn't always go planned. But if you have been feeling down in the dumps for a while and sadness never returns to the gladness, if it is more than a bad cause of feeling down, then you may be suffering from depression. Let us discuss what is depression. Depression is more than the normal ups and downs. When that down mood, along with other symptoms, which we will discuss later, last for more than couple of weeks, then the condition is called as clinical depression. Clinical depression is a serious health condition which affects the total person. Depression is a whole body illness involving your body, mood, and thoughts. Depression changes behavior, physical health, and appearance, and also it impairs the ability to handle everyday decisions and pressures. Depression can make things like eating, sleeping, or just getting out of bed seem impossible. So we can say that a depressive disorder is not a sign of personal weakness or a condition that can be willed or washed away. If you slip and smoke, don't be discouraged. Many former smokers tried to stop several times before they finally succeeded. Quit again. If you need more help, see your doctor. He or she may prescribe nicotine gum or a nicotine patch to help you break your addiction to cigarettes. Depression cannot merely pull themselves together and get better. They need a professional care. Now, what causes depression? No one knows for sure what triggers depression, but there seems to be biological and emotional factors that may increase the likelihood that an individual will develop a depressive disorder. Research over the past decade shows that a genetical link to depressive disorders, depression can run into families. Mental health specialists warn that if you are having a relative who is suffering from depression, you are twice as likely to become depressed than the average person. So depression very often is a combination of genetic, psychological, and environmental factors is involved on the onset of a depressive disorder. It's important to realize depression can affect anyone at any age. There are three types of depression: major depression, bipolar, and dysthymia. We shall focus major on the symptoms of depression, what it is. Now, nearly 2/3 of the depressed people do not get appropriate treatment because they do not recognize that these are the symptoms of depression. It's important to know the symptoms of depression. Keep in mind that not anyone who is depressed or maniac experiences every symptom. Some people experience few symptoms, some many. Also, severity of symptoms varies with person to person. So let us discuss some of the symptoms. First symptom of this depression may be persistent sad, anxious, or empty mood, or we can say no mood in any of these situations. Then second may be feelings of hopelessness, pessimism, or not feeling to do anything in the life. Also, it can be feelings of guilt, worthlessness, helplessness. It may be you're feeling that you're not worth for doing any kind of job, or you're very helpless. Then you can also feel the condition of loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies and activities that were once enjoyed, maybe like swimming, cycling, computers, watching television, or it may be anything. So you will lose a lot of interest in that. Then insomnia, it may be the sleep disorders or early morning awakening or oversleeping. Also, it may be appetite and weight loss, overeating or weight gain. It may also be the result of depression. Then it can be decreased energy, fatigue, being too slowed down. Then thoughts of death or suicide attempts may be the cause of depression. Then last we will discuss restlessness or irritability. So you can also face the symptom of difficulty in concentrating, remembering, making decisions. Also persistent physical symptoms that do not respond to treatment, such as headaches, digestive disorders and chronic pain. So these are the common symptoms of depression. So out of this 10, if 5 or more of these symptoms of depression or manic persist for more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then definitely you should see a doctor or a specialist for a thorough diagnosis. And we will discuss how a person can be treated to a depression. The first thing, you should help yourself to feel better again. The most important step towards treating a depression, and sometimes the most difficult, is asking for a help. If you are experiencing any of the symptoms of depression, then you can make an appointment to see your doctor. Don't believe in the myth that you can handle depression of your own, but together with doctor's help, you can feel better. How will you diagnose and evaluate your depression? So the first step to getting appropriate treatment is a complete physical and psychological evaluation to determine whatever you have a depressive illness, and if you are having that depressive illness, and what is the type you have. Because certain medications as well as medical conditions can cause symptoms of depression, and the examining physician should rule out that the possibilities by the examination, interviews and lab tests, and the doctor should come to know what are the causes of depression. Then after evaluating, a diagnostic evaluation will include a mental status examination to determine if your speech or thought patterns or your memory has been affected, as often happens in the case of depressive or manic depressive illness. What are the treatment options? Treatment choice will depend on outcome of the evaluation. There are variety of anti-depression medications. None of them are habit forming, and psychotherapies that can be used to treat depressive disorders. Some people do well with psychotherapy, that is talk therapy. Some with antidepressants. Some do best with the combined treatment of both medicines as well as psychotherapy. Now you can help yourself to feel better again. Depressive disorders may make you feel exhausted, worthless, helpless and hopeless. Such negative thoughts and feelings may make some people feel like giving up in their lives. It is important to realize that these negative views are the part of depression and typically do not accurately reflect your situation. Negative thinking fades as treatment begins to take effect. In the meantime, here are here are some of the things that you can do to yourself so that you can make yourself feel better again. So do not set yourself a very difficult goals or take on a great deal of responsibility which you cannot handle. Do not expect too much from yourself, or too soon this will only increase the feeling of being a failure. Try to do not many exercises. It releases the stores of energy and helps improving the self-image. Also, you should be too much sociable. Social interaction helps, especially with family, friends or support group members. Try to be with other people. It is usually better than being alone. Do not get upset if your mood is not greatly improved right away. Feeling better takes time and it is a continuous process. So keep on trying to make yourself feel better slowly. Definitely you will feel better after some time. Do not make major life decisions such as changing jobs, getting married or divorced without consulting others who know you well and who have more objective view of your situation. In any case, it is advisable to postpone important decisions until your depression has lifted. So how to fight an addiction? Smoking. Smoking, as we all know, is injurious to health. It can cause lung cancer. It has a very less lifespan for the smoker, and also it causes inconvenience to the people who don't smoke. So smoking is an addiction. We know that tobacco smoke contains nicotine, a drug that is addictive and can make it very hard, but not impossible to quit. Lakhs of people die every year from smoking related diseases. Smoking can greatly increase the risk of lung cancer and many other cancers. So we can say that a smoker always hurts others because by the second-hand smoke. What is second-hand smoke? Smoking harms not just the smoker but also the family members, co-workers and others who breathe the smoker's cigarette smoke, which is called as second-hand smoke. So just we need to quit. So why we have to quit smoking? Quitting smoking makes a difference right away. You can taste and smell food better. Your breath smells better. Your cough goes away. This happens for men and women of all ages, even those who are older. It happens for the healthy people as well as for those who already have a disease or a condition caused by smoking. So, quitting smoking cuts the risk of lung cancer, many other cancers, heart disease, stroke, lung diseases and other respiratory illness. We can save a lot of money by quitting smoking. Quitting smoking saves money. A pack a day smoker who pays 3 riyals per pack can expect to save more than 1000 riyals per year. It appears that the price of cigarettes keep on increasing in coming years and definitely will be the financial awards of quitting. So get ready to quit smoking. Set a date for quitting. If possible, have a friend to quit smoking with you. Notice when and why you smoke. Try to find out things in your daily life that you often do while smoking, such as drinking your morning cup of coffee or driving a car. You can change your smoking routines. Keep your cigarettes in a different place. Smoke with your other hand. Don't do anything else while smoking. Think about how you feel when you smoke. Get ready to quit. Smoke only in certain places, such as outdoors. When you want a cigarette, wait a few minutes. Try to think of something to do instead of smoking. You might chew gum or drink a glass of water. Then you can also switch on to the brands of cigarette that you don't like. Finally, on the day when you quit smoking, get rid of all the cigarettes. Put away your ashtrays. When you get the urge to smoke, do something else instead. Carry other things to put in your mouth, such as gum, hard candy, or a toothpick. Then last, reward yourself at the end of the day for not smoking. Go to see a movie or go out and enjoy your favorite meal. That is the benefit and that is the reward that you should give to yourself because you are quitting to smoke. It's not that easy to quit smoking. Start with a money jar, with the money that you save for not buying cigarettes. Don't worry if you're sleepier or more short-tempered than usual. These feelings will pass by, but still you need to quit smoking. You can consider the positive things about quitting, such as how much you like yourself as a non-smoker, health benefits for you and your family, and the examples that you set for others around you. A positive attitude will help you during the tough times. So when you feel tense, try to keep busy. Think about ways to solve the problem. Tell yourself that smoking won't make it any better and go do something else. Eat regular meals. Feeling hungry is sometimes mistaken for the desire to smoke. Let others know that you have quit smoking. Most people will support you. Many of your smoking friends may want to know how you quit. It's good to talk others about quitting. Now we will discuss how to battle emotional problems. What are emotions? Emotions can be controlled. Emotions are normal. Emotions are positive. Emotions are negative. And we can control the emotions. Negative emotions are not removed just like that. We have to consciously work at it. We need to understand and learn how to handle emotions. So when we say that emotions are normal, so we as human beings are multidimensional. That is, we are physical, spiritual, social and intellectual. But we are also emotional and psychological. If we don't have emotions, we won't be human. So we need to handle our emotions. So emotions are neither negative or positive. How we use them determines whether they are negative or positive. We usually think of certain emotions such as love, joy, and compassion as positive, while anger, fear, jealousy are the thoughts of being negative. But love can't be negative if it becomes possessive or controlling. Also, emotions are not seen. Remember again that emotions are neutral, but the way we use them may lead us to sin. Just feeling emotions surge within us does not mean that we have sinned. not that we are guilty. So you have control or choice. You can't always control the circumstances or events around your life, but you can choose to react or not to react to them. Use the illustration or the example of lust. Someone may come into your presence who is very sexually proactive to you. Then you may not be able to control the person's presence, but you do have a choice of whether you will accept and respond to that potentially lustful situation. The same is true with anger. No one makes you angry. You are presented with circumstances that could produce anger, but you have to choose to be angry or not to be angry. Third, emotions, jealousy. Characteristics of jealousy is the fear of being ousted or replaced, the thoughts of envy, rivalry, or possessiveness. This is jealousy. The results of jealousy again are more negative to the person who is jealous than to the other people involved in the situation. The person who is jealous becomes a suspicious person who is less attractive and desirable. The jealous person is not open and trusting in relationships. As a result, insecurity is increased and the circle of friends continues to shrink. Then you will ask how to counteract jealousy. Build a strong self-esteem so that you are not easily threatened by changing situations. Build relationships with people so that each of you are mutually strengthened through friendships. If you are always the giving one or always the receiving one, then there is greater potential for jealousy to develop. So be equal with everybody. You can share your jealous concerns with one of these friends with which you are having a very close association or a relationship. Ask them to give you a more balanced perspective or the reasons, or they can guide you well. And how can you change the negative emotions? Identify the bad emotions that bother you. Name them. Don't excuse them. Note when and why they occur. Is it when you are tired or irritated? Is it primarily related to one individual? As you identify when and why, then if possible, try to avoid the situation or at least anticipate the situation. If you are irritated when someone is late, prepare yourself ahead of time before they arrive so that negative emotion can be controlled. We know that we can improve the quality of our thinking. Human beings are mental organisms. Every then we are or ever will be as the direct result of the way we think. If we improve the quality of our thinking, then we can definitely improve the quality of our lives. And there is no doubt that we can definitely improve the quality of our lives. Then we can aggressively seek new ideas. Most of us and have had similar experiences. The not invented here syndrome in many large companies is simply the adult version of not rocking the boat. But fortunately, since creativity is your birthright, a fundamental part of your nature, you can tap it at any time, no matter how long it has been since you have really used. You have to use your creativity. Now, here are two things that you can start thinking outside of your mental box, outside your domain of your mind. First, imagine that there was a vastly better, cheaper, and faster way to do your job, and somebody else had already discovered it and was going to put you out of business. Then, second, imagine doing exactly the opposite of what you are doing today. Allow your mind to float freely and consider how current trends will change your business. So you will realize positive emotional energy is the key to health, happiness, and well-being. The more positive you are, the better your life will be in every area. So here's the most important point. Positive emotions give you energy, while negative emotions deplete your energy. While you are excited and happy and interacting with people you love and enjoy, you sparkle with energy and enthusiasm. While if you are angry or depressed or negative for any of the reason, you feel tired and frustrated and eventually you are burned out. So you burn a lot of energy. It takes 1000 units of physical energy to operate your body, and you do not do physical labor. That physical energy can be refined in your body to produce 1000 units of emotional energy. Emotional energy is far more refined form of energy, and it is absolutely essential to healthy emotional functioning. Now, creating mental energy. If you do not consume all your energy units in the expressions of negative emotions such as fear, doubt, anger, resentment, your emotional energies are conserved. If your energy is consumed at one level, your body continues to refine it into higher and better energy. 1000 units of emotional energy thus conserved will be refined into your body into 10 units of mental energy. So you can think that how much positive thinking can definitely better your life. Anger is a killer. You have probably heard someone described as shaking with anger. When a person is shaking with anger, it is an identification that he has burned up the glucose or sugar-based energy in his system, and he is actually weak from his angry outburst. You can keep yourself calm. Another characteristic of very successful people is that they keep themselves calm much longer than the average person does. They are more relaxed, more genial, and more in control of their emotions. They are very aware that expressions of negative emotions deprive them of the energy they need to be effective in the most important things they do. They don't allow themselves to become upset or angry over little things or even over large things. They remain objective and detached.